in the broadcast. But we're just a few moments away from Guyana, host nation, versus the Bahamas. It's shaping up to be a really good game. We're now having the introductions, and here comes the Guyana team being introduced to all of the fans here at the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall. The electricity is already in the air. Guyana being coached by Kenneth Avent, Willen Cameron, and Warren Wilson as we prepare for this intense clash. You already kind of indicated it might be a slow start for Guyana, but what would Guyana need to do to win against the Bahamas side?
I think they're going to have to get the game going from the perimeter. From what I've seen from the team, they definitely have the ability to hit some big shots from beyond the arc. If they're able to get those shots rolling, especially out in that first half, they should be able to keep pace with this very eager Bahamas team.
Definitely, and we're about to stand for the national anthems. And the national anthem being played there for the host nation Guyana as the teams meet at center court just before tip-off. As the starters are introduced in a few moments, the referees for tonight's action will be as the information for that comes in. Obviously, it's a really packed house here.
Okay, great. So our referees for this evening's show, Ulysses Guzman, Carlos Payares, and Gilbert Bonio from U.S. Virgin Islands, first referee from Puerto Rico and the second from Colombia.
Definitely. It should be a really good contest, though. I think, as you did mention earlier, in terms of the perimeter shooting for Guyana, if they start coldly, how much trouble could the Guyanese squad be in?
Well, the issue is if your shooting goes cold and you're not able to rebound the ball, you're going to be facing a lot of fast breaks, and a team like the Bahamas is going to eat those up, score as many easy points as they can. So Guyana's going to have to control themselves in the half court, take care of the ball, get points on the board, and try to avoid getting out or being put in those fast break situations.
Yeah, as we mentioned a little bit earlier as well, Guyana has a really young core, but there's also some veteran leadership there, like a Keen Andrews, who've been in Guyanese basketball for
Wait, our starting
decades.
five for Guyana: Anaya McDavid, Amisha Ramlal at shooting guard, point guard Ruth Adams, guard Ashna Ramlal, and shooting guard Joy Adams.
Definitely, Joy Adams a big part of the squad, along with the Ramlal sisters as well. They're all expected to put Guyana in a position to win. Um, how cohesive this team is going to need to be in order to at least get a first win here, despite the lack of practice sessions.
Well, if I'm going to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the most cohesive, I think they need at least an 8 tonight. Anything less than an 8, and it's going to be very scrappy and very troubling. Here we see the head coach of the Bahamas, the Neo Colmer. Looks like he's having fun, prepping his players ahead of the game.
I mean, as you look at the Bahamas team, they look really relaxed. They're kind of they're in a zone. Let's look at the Bahamas side of things. What does a win for the Bahamas means for this team tonight going forward in this tournament?
Well, I think a win for them means a confident start to the tournament and announcing themselves as contenders to win it all. Right now, we saw what happened in the first game. It was a blowout win for Jamaica, where they looked like they were in cruise control actually for the majority of the game. So if the Bahamas wants to make a statement tonight, they're going to try to emulate what Jamaica did to the best of their ability.
Yeah, and just as a fun fact, in 1994, when Guyana last hosted the Caribbean Basketball Women's Championships, Bahamas, they were the actual winners of the tournament. So it's a bit of a cliche here facing them in the first game of the tournament tonight.
And we just saw the head coach of Guyana, Kenneth Avent, on screen. He also looks like he's having fun preparing his players for the game.
Yeah, Kenneth recently announced as the head coach of the squad as well. How important is his ability to manage his players going to be to try and control maybe how they operate on court tonight?
Well, I think the mental side of the game is going to be huge for Guyana. And once again, in the absence of that consistent training and team chemistry, I think being able to keep their heads together, fight as one, and I think the coach is going to be a big part of that.
Yeah, and they would be able to see different things happening on the court and try to pull the team together and ensure that they stay focused, zoned in, locked in on what's happening on the court. I think with the earlier game against with Suriname had so many turnovers in the first quarter, they really never recovered. So little things like those, Kenneth will definitely need to be able to manage so that the game doesn't move away from Guyana as it progresses, so that they can actually stay in some amount of fighting distance. But the starting five are again about to hit the court here as we prepare for tip-off tonight. It's going to be a 20 hours 30 start time, obviously, according to FIBA, and they're about to hit the court here. So your thoughts, final thoughts as we're going to get the tip-off. What is the most or what is the key for Guyana to come out victorious tonight?
Well, like I said, key to Guyana taking care of the ball, especially in half-court situations, trying to prevent Bahamas from breaking out on that fast break and hitting their shots. If they're able to maintain a consistent or good shooting percentage for the majority of this game, I think they'll be able to hang in there and make it competitive, potentially even take the win home.
Yeah, I like the sound of that. And they're at center court looking to get the tip here tonight. 8:30 start, Guyana versus the Bahamas. 10 minutes of first quarter action, and let's go.
So McDavid versus Brennan, tip-off goes to the Bahamas.
And Bahamas coming down the court, trying to get their offense a pick set, and looking for an entry pass here. The Bahamas taking their time, making the plays, and that's going to be a foul.
Looks like a foul on McDavid.
And Valerie Nesbitt, she will be heading to the line for 2 shots. First free throws of the game tonight for the Bahamas.
Looking at how the Bahamas set up on that first possession, it's clear that they want to penetrate. And Nesbitt took no wasted no time in driving directly at the rim. That means anybody who's going to be down there protecting the basket is going to have to think about getting in foul trouble.
Yeah, and foul trouble, hitting your free throws is going to be key. Suriname in the last game was not necessarily a good free throw shooting team. So against a team like the Bahamas, Guyana will have to be very circumspect in how they play defense. They'll need to keep active
Bahamas
hands.
off on a fast break. Nisbet passes it.
And easy 2 points at the rim for LaShawn Higgs. Higgs making the play at the rim there for the Bahamas. Guyana off to a bit of a rocky start. First turnover of the game for the Guyanese women. Bit of a tough start there.
Well, there you have it, Tristan. Just like I said, taking care of the ball in the half court is going to be extremely important. We saw how quickly Bahamas got on that break. 4 players already up the court as soon as Nisbet had the ball in her possession.
Yeah, I was talking with assistant coach Willem Cameron just before the start of the game, and he said he believes that the Guyanese girls are a little bit faster than the Bahamians. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that plays up in terms of the tempo.
Good rebound by McDavid.
And
another rebound by McDavid.
Good offensive rebound, and that's going to be a foul.
No, jump ball.
Jump ball.
Oh no, out of bounds. Guyana retains possession. Ramlal to inbound.
The Ramlal sisters, how key will the Ramlal sisters be tonight?
Extremely important for the Guyana team, especially their ability to shoot from outside the rim. There we have first 2 points for Guyana.
And the first 2 points goes to Joy Adams. Joy Adams, of course, flew in about 2 days ago to play in this tournament for Guyana. And she's already making an impact. Easy deuce at the rim. That's LaShawn Higgs. Another 2 points for her, her second bucket of the game.
Excellent screen set by Neely for that shot by Higgs.
Shot way downtown. That's Ruth Adams hitting from beyond the arc, giving Guyana
bringing Guyana right back into the game. It's 6-5. Bahamas in the lead.
Bahamas up by 1. It's very intense start to the game here tonight. Bahamas mostly attacking the basket. Guyana looking comfortable taking perimeter shots, as you mentioned just before the start of the game. And here comes Higgs. Higgs, fakes, shot, and miss. Will go to the line for 2. Higgs playing very aggressively here tonight in the opening stanza of this game.
Well, right now it definitely looks like Bahamas' mission is for Higgs and Nisbet to drive to the rim as much as they can. They've already drawn 2 fouls. Another trip to the line. Let's see how Higgs does at the line here.
And Bahamas looks like a very comfortable free throw shooting team. So as you also mentioned a little bit earlier as well, Guyana will have to be very careful not to get in some amount of foul trouble to put the Bahamians on the line during the course of the game. Higgs hitting her first free throw of the night. The score now goes up to 7-5 in favor of the Bahamians. Higgs again at the line, looks cool, calm, and collected. Swish. Guyana inbounds, and here comes Joy Adams taking the ball down the court.
So Bahamas is trying to trap Adams. Beautiful pass inside by Ramlal.
Nice pass.
Shot
and off the back iron. Out of bounds. That's going to be ball to Guyana.
So there we see if Guyana is able to beat that trap, they're going to have a numerical advantage headed towards the paint. Let's see if they can take care of the ball and take full advantage of that.
And shot, Joy Adams, 4-3. Comes off the front rim. Rebound Guyana. Back up. Swish. Amisha Ramlal from downtown Guyana, lacing it up from beyond the arc. Brings the game a little bit closer. 11-8 is now the score in favor of the Bahamas. What a shot.
I think the score should actually be
11-8.
Yeah, the score should be 11-8.
And here comes Ruth Adams
bringing
down
the ball
court,
up.
calling for her play. looking for a screen, gets the
Screen
pick.
set by McDavid. Adams doesn't get to penetrate. Ramlal shows.
Shot from Ramlal off the front iron. Rebound Guyana again. Pass on the inside, out of bounds to the Bahamians. Fast-paced action here at the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall. You could hear the excitement here at the Sports Hall. Guyana looking to stay connected from beyond the arc, already with 2 trees so far for the night. Meanwhile, the Bahamians have been getting to the rim and hitting free throws.
Okay, so the score has been corrected. The score is actually 8-8. It appears that one of the 3-pointers was incorrectly awarded to the Bahamas instead of Guyana. So the scores are now level. 8-8, ball in Bahamas possession, about to be inbounded. 6 minutes and 50 seconds left in the first quarter.
Shot from beyond the arc, swish, and that's going to be Higgs from downtown for the Bahamas. The Bahamas playing really well here tonight. Oh, water crossover, looks really good. And here is Joy Adams at the top of the 3-point arc. Gets into her hezzy, goes to the rim, and is fouled. Will be heading to the line for 2 free throws here. Omari, very, very attacking game by both teams. What do you think is going to be the strategy here? Because Guyana seems to be hitting from the tree, but now they're kind of taking it upon themselves to get to the rim as well. The Bahamians came out more attacking, but now they're looking to hit trees too. So how do you see this going? It's a bit of tit for tat.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of tit for tat, but like I said, it's clear that Bahamas' intent is to trap whoever's the ball handler coming up court. If Guyana is able to beat that trap, they'll have lots of opportunities to attack the rim. And when they're settling to that half-court man-to-man defense that the Bahamas is playing, I think they're going to have to set some screens, give Adams or any one of the Ramlasses some opportunities to dribble and attack that basket. We see once Bahamas loses their shape defensively, opportunities create themselves. Here we go, fast break.
Fast break. And an easy deuce. That's going to be Higgs again.
No, that's Nisbet.
Nesbet for 2. One of the things I'm noticing is, easy deuce at the rim for Guyana. Really good pass. Really good pass.
That's Ashna Ramlal with the reverse layup. Beautiful assist by Adams.
Shot from Higgs from downtown. Misses off the far iron. Rebound Guyana. Joy Adams taking it up the court. Pass to Ramlal. Shot from beyond the arc. Misses.
Rebounded by
rebound again. Wide open for 3. Bang! Guyana. Luke Adams from downtown takes the score to 14-13 in favor of Guyana.
First lead of the game for Guyana. Ruth Adams is feeling herself. The crowd loves it. Bahamas calls timeout.
Brilliant scoring from the Guyanese women. Shooting threes all over the court. But again, one of the things I'm noticing in the game as well, Guyana really active on the offensive glass, which is a very good thing for them against this Bahamian team.
Yes, like I said, before the game and just as we got started, taking care of the ball, being able to take advantage of rebounds, that's going to be essential. You see, as soon as Bahamas gets possession of the ball, everyone's charging up court to get that easy fast break point. If Guyana is able to maintain control of the basketball like that in their own half court, rebound their misses, especially on the offensive glass, it's going to be a comfortable game for them.
Yep, and they're coming out of the timeout. What a game so far. Really exciting, fast-paced, good basketball being played by both teams. This is shaping out to be one of those hot games of the tournament. Backcourt pass. Higgs makes a move. Jump shot from mid-range. misses off the glass. And here comes Ruth to Ramlal. Shot from 3. Bang! Again! Guyana.
And there's a foul under the basket. Does the 3 count? Yes, it does. And Guyana keeps possession of the basketball. There's a foul off the ball on McDavid, is it? Yes, there was a foul off the ball. Foul McDavid. I'm not sure who fouled her. Trying to see. The 3 counts and Guyana retains possession of the ball. Looks like Neely fouled McDavid.
It's 17-13. Guyana leads by 4 points. Inbound to Ruth. Makes a move. Passes to Ramlal.
Ramlal receives the ball with 1 foot way out the box.
Yes, it's pretty intense here at the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall. All the action happening here in Georgetown, Guyana for the Women's Caribbean Basketball Championships. And here comes
Nisbet
looking for a pick into her dribble. Passes, entry pass into the paint.
Into Neely.
Guyana doubling.
Back out to Nisbet. Nisbet fakes, drives.
Passes to Higgs.
Higgs fakes. Passes.
Easy shot to misses.
Beautiful rebound.
And here comes Joy Adams. Fast break. Pushes up to court to Root. Easy 2 points. Guyana takes the score to 19-13. 4:14 left in the first quarter of this game.
Neely sets the screen for Nisbet. Nisbet goes up. Blocked. Rebound by Roll. Roll puts it back up. That's 2 points.
2 points.
It appears that the trap that Bahamas was setting early in the game has subsided. They're no longer pressing full court.
Yeah, I think it was taken a little bit out of what they were trying to do, especially to limit the Guyanese from hitting their 3-point shots. So now they have to rethink that strategy. Bang, and that's Nisbet from 3. The Bahamas not giving up this lead that lightly. They're staying right in range to make a move against the Guyanese women.
Easy bucket by Nisbet and 1. Neely clearly could not keep up with her athleticism. She received the ball and in one motion, dribble, layup. Beautiful play by McDavid. That takes the score to 21-18 in favor of Guyana, with McDavid yet to shoot 1 at the free throw line.
Definitely a good game so far. Again, it's just intense. The game is being played with really good passing, really good movement, up-tempo game as well. So whether it remains that way, it's left to be seen. But I think that we're having a really good game here for the second game of the night today at the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to agree with you, Tristan. This primetime game is having a pretty full house, and we're starting to see both teams taking care of the basketball. It's clear that Guyana is dominating on the boards so far, and that, I think, is the biggest contributor to their score currently. It appears that the primary scorers for the Bahamas are going to be Higgs and Nisbet. If Guyana are able to just keep them just a little bit quiet, then I think they're going to be able to maintain some level of control in the game. It's also clear that McDavid is actually having the better of the matchup with Neely. A few trips up the court, and Neely clearly looks like she's a little bit behind at the pace of the game. If whoever's handling the ball, so far it looks primarily like Adams, but either one of the Adams, if they're able to feed McDavid in the paint, it's going to be a very nice feast for her tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And I think one of the good things for the Guyanese girls is the level of the ball movement the team is showcasing so far. Really, the shots could come from anyone, whether it's Adams, whether it's Joy, whether it's any of the Ramlal sisters. So I think that's what's been really throwing the Bahamians off of their earlier strategy of trying to trap early in the game.
So McDavid hits her shot, taking the score to 22-18. Here comes Nisbet. Guyana appears to have settled into a zone defense with the 2 Ramlal sisters just showing Nisbet. Ball to Higgs. Higgs dribbles, drives. Ball stripped by one of the Ramlals. Nisbet tries, shoots, and scores to beat the clock.
Oh my goodness. What a shot by Nisbet. Hitting it tough shot. She strolling back down the court, smiling to herself.
Yeah, that's the second tough shot. Beautifully in and out dribble by Adams. Blocked cleanly. Guyana retains possession. Nisbet clearly is showing some star power for the Bahamas tonight. That's her second tough shot to beat the buzzer in a row. She's clearly feeling herself, and I'm sure the Bahamians are going to want her to keep that up for the entirety of the night.
Yeah, and you know what? The question is, when she goes shot from around that, bang, three. You can't leave these girls open, man. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to watch this level of shooting.
Beautiful run by Amisha Ramlal to the corner. She was found by Arshia.
That's a foul. It's going to be on Ruth.
Looks like on Ruth Adams. Foul on Ruth Adams. Bahamas to inbound the ball. Hicks to Nisbet. Nisbet has the ball. She's calling the play.
ISO straight to the rim. Good defense.
Wow, she throws it up, gets her own rebound, and scores.
And flexes on the Guyanese girls too. Playing with some amount of spark here. Nisbet is that is what it is. Off the fingertips of Ramlal. That's going to be a turnover for Guyana, and the Bahamians will take it out of bounds. The score is 25-23 in favor of Guyana. 2:04 left to be played in the first quarter of this primetime game here at the Caribbean Basketball Championships 2025 at the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall. Shot by Higgs, misses off the back iron, rebound to Guyana.
Rebound by McDavid. In the meantime, Arshia Ramlal just checked into the game.
Oh, that's a hard fall.
Yeah, it looks like their knees clashed after the crossover. Amisha and Roll. Looks like Amisha and Roll.
She's in a bit of pain there, walking a little bit gingerly, trying to get some flexibility in that knee. She looks fine. She's ready to go.
Oh no, correction. That was Amisha Ramlal and Butler. Amisha Ramlal and Butler, their knees clashed on that drive.
And Amisha is checked out of the game. Good
Beautiful ball
pass.
into Adams. Sorry, to McDavid.
Yeah, foul.
She's fouled, heads to the line again for 2 more shots. And like I said, Tristan, here we see again, McDavid is having the better of her matchup on the inside. She's clearly the most athletic big we've seen tonight. If they're able to keep feeding her like this, like I said, she's going to have a feast.
Definitely. I mean, I'm just impressed that this group could come together and play such seamless basketball with the limited time they've had together to kind of form some amount of team chemistry.
Yeah, I think we have to give some credit to the head coach. We're seeing lots of great ball movement, lots of great off-the-ball movement in particular to get themselves open either for the shot or to receive the ball inside the paint.
Yeah, and here's
Nisbet, beautiful hesitation, crossover.
Finds Higgs. Higgs goes up, misses. Wild shot, rebound to Adams. And here is Root, easy layup, misses it at point blank range. Foul to the offensive rebound.
Yep, McDavid to the line again. Once again, Guyana is controlling the offensive glass, getting second chance opportunities. Those second chance opportunities leading to second chance points or trips to the line. Here we have McDavid at the line. Let's see if she could continue her good free throw form.
Yep, another 2 shots from McDavid. She's cool and calm at the free throw line. Swishes the first one. Easily takes the score up to 28 for Guyana, 23 for the Bahamas. 1:22 to play in the first quarter. As the crowd here, very anxious on the edge of their seats. Bang, switches another one from the free throw line, and they're back on defense. And here comes Nesbitt, bringing the ball up the court, calling for a pick. Passes it to Higgs. Higgs lines it up, misses, rebounds back to the Bahamas, clears, but loses the ball, and here comes Adams down the court. Fast to Ramlal, misses off the front iron, and we're back. Bit of a fast up-tempo game right now. Good defense by the Guyanese.
Yes, great defense by the Guyanese, actually. They slowed the fast break and they forced Demerit to pass the ball out of the court, returning possession to Guyana. Here we have Brown ready to inbound.
What a move, but misses and is fouled. Will go to the line for 2 shots. Ruth Adams, that is penetrating the defense of the Bahamian women. Looking pretty strong right now for Guyana. Ruth Adams playing well. She's 2 of 5 from the field. She's hit 1 3-pointer so far, and she's making her first free throws of the night.
She scores, extending Guyana's lead, 30-23.
7-point game here. So much for slow out the gates.
Yeah, well, like I said, if they were able to come out and actually get out to the blocks quickly, which they have, they're gonna be well in the game. With 40 seconds left in the half, I think Guyana's gonna like the position they're in right now.
Yeah, 40 seconds left in the first quarter.
Sorry, 40 seconds left in the first quarter. My apologies.
It's good. Shot by Higgs.
From the top.
Misses. Rebound to Joy Adams. Up the court. Pushing the pace of the game. Goes up. Misses wildly. Rebound to Guyana.
Into McDavid. McDavid with a fadeaway. Doesn't go.
Oh, good steal from Ramlal.
Back into McDavid. McDavid turns and scores.
Yeah. Whoa. Guyana playing with intensity. And that brings us to the end of the first quarter. Guyana 32, Bahamas 23.
Yep, 9-point lead. The crowd is loving it. The team is loving it. The coach is loving it. And as we see here, second chance points, the biggest contributor to Guyana's success. Soon as the Bahamas got the rebound, Ramlal was on her, got the steal because she wasn't paying attention, and she fed the ball very quickly. I think any questions we had about chemistry have been settled in this first quarter. We saw as soon as Ramlal stole the ball, McDavid got into the paint, ready to receive the ball. They clearly have a plan, and everyone on the team is ready to execute it.
Definitely. We'll be back with you shortly when the second quarter resumes. Coming into the booth should be Keon Blades as well. And here we go, start of the second quarter. Inbounds from Nesbitt into Higgs. Higgs making a move. And that's an easy deuce for Michelle Butler. Guyana, here comes Ruth Adams. Oh, to the line. Guyana making some really good passes around the perimeter. Looking for an entry pass.
That's
Into
a good
McDavid.
pass.
McDavid turns around, fadeaways, misses. Rebound goes to the Bahamas. But Guyana again steals it away from the Bahamians. And Ruth Adams settles the game down. Oh, Judd ankles by Ruth. Passes it back to Ramel. Passes wide open.
Tree off the ring. Guyana's been playing some good basketball so far tonight. Passing the ball nicely.
Watching from the sideline, Keon, what are some of your thoughts on the game so far?
I think that Guyana's playing really good basketball. They need to keep passing the ball, keep going to the ring, getting those 2 points in. I see they've been hitting the free throws, which is a good thing. On the other hand, Bahamas has been playing good basketball too. This one is going to be a very close game. Going down to the wire. That's a good fadeaway. 2-point shot. Lovely shot. Good 2-point fadeaway shot.
And that is Ruth Adams with the fadeaway from the baseline.
She's been playing really good basketball so far.
And here comes Butler. Butler at the top of the key. Shoots a mid-range from the free throw line.
That's a good block.
And
that's a good block. That's a good block. The crowd don't seem to agree with the referee call.
It's really intense right now.
Yes, nice crowd in for the home game, as we anticipated earlier.
Yeah, I mean, the Guyanese are very excited for this one.
Yes. It's a Wednesday night here and we're close to capacity at the sports hall. Want the player lose their shoes? That pass was intercepted. Out of bounds. I think it's Guyana ball. It seems like we have a lot of referees in here tonight, Tristan. The entire stands seems to know what's the right call.
Well, we leave the officiating to the actual referees there.
Atmosphere is really nice here.
Nesbitt walking the ball up the court. Settles in, passes to Higgs. Higgs thought about lining it up.
Good defense.
Trap.
And that's a foul. Guyana's been defending the perimeter really nicely.
And the ball going to be inbounded from the side. Ramlal is going to inbound it to Ramlal. Of course, the Ramlal sisters, a big part of the core here.
Yeah, they've been playing really good basketball, good crossover.
Pick. And here comes Nesbitt. She passes it to Higgs. Higgs foul and one. Higgs not
to the lane around.
Higgs really,
that's a great layup.
Really in the teeth of the defense there, getting a tough and one. She's looking a little bit winded as she steps to the line.
To complete the 3-point play. She does.
The score now 34-28.
I think Guyana just have to stick to what they've been doing all night in the first quarter. As we see a 3-point come off the rim there from Guyana.
Bringing the ball up the court.
That's a great pass
to Butler. Butler blocked
by Adams.
Guyana now back up the court. Root bringing the ball up the court. All the way into the defense, but misses a tough shot at the rim. The ball goes to the Bahamians.
So Trisha, we enter our second game. So far, we had a lot of excitement tonight. The first game was a bit one-sided, but
this one is shaping out to be
a very exciting game. Yes.
A humdinger.
We all know basketball.
A thriller. All the adjectives we could find to describe what's been transpiring here so far. Higgs lines up a three, misses.
That's in and out.
Rebound to McDavid. McDavid clearing the ball out.
McDavid's been playing real good basketball so far for tonight. She's been dominant in the paint.
Root passes to Ramlal. Ramlal lines it up.
Long
swing. Bang! Ramlal from three. On the fire.
That's a big one. Long three-pointer from way downtown. Steph Curry like.
Definitely Steph Curry like takes the lead to out of bounds. That's gonna go Guyana's ball. Guyana currently holding a 9-point lead.
They've been shooting the three ball really nicely all night so far in this game, Guyana.
Yeah, I think Guyana's biggest strength is the three-point shot.
Yeah, clearly you could see that from the way they've been playing so far.
And
that's a good inside pass, turn, jumper, in and out. You can hear the whoos and the ahs from the crowd.
Nesbitt lines up a three, off the front iron, rebound to Ramlal. Ramlal looking for someone to pass to. Turns it over to Nesbitt, dives on the floor, passes it to Higgs. Easy deuce for Higgs at the rim.
Just have to keep a limit on those turnovers.
Ramlal passes, turnover again by Ramlal, all the way to Higgs. Higgs all alone, easy.
And that's back-to-back turnover.
And Kenneth calls a timeout for Guyana.
That has cost Guyana 4 points. Back-to-back turnover.
37-30 now to score with the Bahamians on a 4-0 run.
Too bad ball possession play there from Guyana. They don't want to get complacent now. It's pretty early time in the game.
Definitely. And that's the thing, right, Keon? Turnovers kill momentum.
It does.
So you got to limit your turnovers. Guyana was doing a really good job of not turning the ball over, and when they did not turn the ball over,
they were scoring.
They were scoring and getting offensive rebounds.
Yes, there was. Yeah. Great point, Tristan. I think they just need to settle down a bit. A timeout was needed, just to talk back to the players and let them know what they actually have to do. You know, that was two bad back-to-back plays there.
Kenneth Willen, both really good coaches, probably just reminding the players to stay calm, stay focused.
And Bahamas, on the other hand, has been playing good basketball so far in this game. A few players has been scoring.
Yeah, Nesbitt has been really good. Nesbitt and Higgs.
Yeah, Higgs. Those two players have really been dominant in this first half of the game. So it's just a bit of nerve settling as we get back to the game.
Yeah, Nesbitt right now has 13 points. He's 5 of 7 from the field.
That's dominant shooting.
Has hit at least 2 3-pointers so far.
So we can see that there's clearly a lot of talent in this part of the world, you know, in the Caribbean. It's just the way of nurturing it and getting it to that next level.
Yeah, definitely, and it's a clear pathway to the Olympics, right?
Yeah.
So from here, once you finish in the top 3 of the championships, you go on to Central Basket. Good pass to Ramlal. Ramlal lines it up, misses it off the front iron.
The wrong is Guyana, and it's a foul. It's a foul.
Yeah, and as we were saying earlier, once you finish in the top 3, then you automatically qualify for Central Basket in 2026.
Which is a big deal.
Which is definitely a big deal. And once you play really well at the Central Basket, you qualify for FIBA America. And from the America Cup, you get to the Olympics in 2028. So
there's a lot to play for.
A lot to play for here, starting here at the Caribbean Championships, right in Georgetown, Guyana, on Homestretch Avenue at the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall. And Nesbitt in the teeth of the defense, missing a clear floater, but gets her rebound, makes a move, goes to the rim again, and this time
that's a great layup from Nesbitt.
Nesbitt very aggressive here tonight.
She's been aggressive from the start of the game.
Yeah, definitely playing really hard, really good, ambidextrous player.
That's a steal again.
And here comes Hicks. Easily, this is going to be deuce.
And that's 2 more points.
Turnovers. The turnovers are killing Guyana right now.
Yes, the turnovers. They're hurting them right now. They need to settle down a bit. Just get back to passing the ball. Find the open shooter. Here comes a 3-point from way down.
Great David with a rebound. Passes it to Root. Root lines it up.
Bang!
Downtown.
That is swish. Nothing but net on that shot.
Guyana looking really good here tonight at the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall. Nesbitt calls her play.
Wide open under the ring.
Butler misses, rebounds her own ball, and misses again. Joy Adams collects the rebound, pushes it
That's
up
a
to
good pass
Ramlau,
upfield.
and it's an easy
And one play.
easy deuce.
The crowd
And
erupts again.
Amisha Ramlal heading to the free throw line for the and one.
These plays are very important plays, Tristan. They need to convert in the free throws, you know.
Yeah, Amisha right now will be her first free throws of the evening. She already has 15 points, and she's been lacing it from downtown.
Yeah, she has.
Of 3 from beyond the arc. So it just
That's a perfect score.
Yeah, I mean,
And she nails the free throws.
and here comes Higgs. Bring the ball down the court for Bahamas. The score now 43-32.
Need now push on to 11 points. Probably the biggest lead of the game so far.
It's 43-36. And here comes Joy Adams.
That
misses it under the rim.
Good pick. Kick ball. It's going to be Guyana ball. That play would have looked really nice, Tristan.
Yeah,
if she had completed it,
and
would have been a really nice play.
3:36 to go in the first half of the main event.
Which has been a pretty good half so far.
Of the
First half.
night.
And we got Adams on ball. That's a 3-pointer. Bahamas look to push the ball up court. That's way off.
Way off.
Gonna look to push the ball in the court. Open three. That's swish. Nothing but net. Guyana is turning up the heat here right now, Tristan.
Definitely big 3-pointers here for Guyana.
That's a foul on Guyana. Bahamas will shoot 2.
Bahamas to the line, and Shalonda Neely taking her first free throws of the night. Misses off the front iron. Tough shot, a little bit short.
These players will come back to harm Bahamas a bit if they don't convert on these free throws. Free throws are very important. Misses both.
Misses both. Joy with the rebound.
Pushing the ball up court.
Passes it.
Wide open.
Comes off the front of the rim. Nesbitt with the rebound. Bringing the ball down the court. 2:30 left in the first half. The score 46.
Great interception there under the rim. That's a great touch. Breaking up a play that looked like it would have been converted for 2 points.
Inbounds to Higgs. Higgs makes a move, goes up, and scores with the old English way off the top of the backboard. Higgs looking really in form here tonight. And Joy Adams makes a move, shoots the J from the mid-range, off the back iron, rebound to Nesbitt. Nesbitt bringing it up the court. Nesbitt
great crossover.
in, pass to Higgs. Higgs misses wildly. Ramlau with the rebound. Guyana back down on the fast break. Stucks up. Passes, shot from the mid-range.
That's a great shot.
It's nothing but net.
That's a great shot.
That's Ashna Ramlau scoring from the mid-range there. off the mid-range pull-up. Higgs.
The Ramla has been shooting the 3 ball very nicely so far tonight, Tristan.
Definitely. Higgs receives the pass from Nesbitt, pumps fakes, lines it up, misses off the front iron.
Oh, good steal.
Joy Adams with the steal under the rim, passes to
Good
Ramla.
pass.
Ramla pulls back,
Pocket three.
misses off the front iron, and that's going to be the Bahamas ball.
So the pace of the game has been picking up a bit, Tristan.
The current score, 48-38 in favor of Guyana. 1:11 left in the first half. And it's going to be a timeout right now. And out of the timeout. 1:11 left in the first half. Guyana leads by 10 points. The score is 48-38 against the Bahamas.
Guyana's been playing really good basketball so far. Bahamas also just been getting a bit complacent in the last couple of minutes. Let's see how they start after this timeout.
Yeah, the defense has really been good by the Guyanese. They're now starting to trap Nesbitt and Higgs from time to time.
Oh, that's a hard foul. That's an offensive foul, clearly.
Nesbitt there, tough foul on Ramlal. Joy Adams, the inbound. Ruth bringing the ball up the court for Guyana. 52 seconds left in the first half.
Clearly taking some time, running the clock a bit before she makes her move. A bit of switching in plays here. Looks to drive. Lost control of the ball.
Out of bounds. Tough play for Guyana there.
I think she had to kick the ball there, man. a bit of ball movement would have been nice.
34 seconds left in the first half. It's going to be a really close finish to this first half. Guyana leads 48-38. Nesbitt bringing the ball down the court. Not much else outside of Nesbitt and Higgs for the Bahamas.
Yeah, they rely heavily on both of them for scoring.
Nesbitt, jump shot, dribbles. Oh, big move on the inside.
That's a good block.
Wildly.
That's a good block. That's Ramlal there.
14.3 seconds left on the clock now for the first half.
Still enough time to get a shot off, Tristan.
For the Bahamas, or it could even, depends on how the play goes, could go Guyana way. 40 seconds is a lot of time in basketball. Inbounds to Higgs. Higgs lines up a
three.
Misses off the front iron. Bahamas ball. The crowd definitely not liking that call. That call definitely.
The crowd is into it, Tristan. The crowd is into it.
Definitely they are. Nesbitt to
it's a thing about home crowds. It's never the right call for them.
Higgs moves on the inside.
Cross.
Misses
in and
again.
out.
Rebound to Bahamas. Throws it out of bounds, and that's going to be the end of the first half. Guyana leads 48-38 against the Bahamas as they head
so far
to the locker room.
For the latest news, statistics, and highlights from today's game, visit FIBA.com. Before we continue, we'd like to take a moment to acknowledge and thank the sponsors and partners who made this year's FIBA Women's Carving Championship possible. A big thank you to the Ministry of Culture and Sport, the Guyana Olympic Association, and the Guyana Basketball Federation, along with our valued partners, Victoria Creedy, Guyana, the Logistics, NCN, ENAC, Scottish Smokehouse, MVP Sports, Ad Nation, Mighty Rockets, Concord, and Lamb Bar. This is match 2 of the FIBA Women's Carving Championship, and Guyana leading 48-38 over the Bahamas.
And we're back for the start of the second half. I'm your commentator, Omari Joseph, here accompanied by Keon Blades. And Guyana is heading into the start of the second half, up 48-38.
Yes, they had a very good half. Dominant basketball playing.
Yeah, definitely. I think looking at the stats, even though Bahamas they're actually shooting the same field goal percentage, what gives Guyana the edge are those rebounds and their percentage from beyond the arc.
Yeah, the three-point shooting has been really good tonight. Dominant three-point shooting from the Ramalal sisters. But Bahamas still has a chance to get back in this game. This game has quite some more time.
Here we see Guyana turning over the ball at the start of the half. Bahamas out on the break. Nisbet into Butler. Butler makes the layup. Once again, we see turnovers and fast break points being instrumental for the Bahamas staying competitive in the game. Here we have Adams into McDavid. McDavid turns quickly, pulls up, bricks it. Nisbet brings the ball back up for the Bahamas.
Nisbet has been really good tonight. She's been dominating the floor, playing good basketball.
Good rebound by McDavid. McDavid out to Joy Adams. Joy Adams brings it up. Passes into one of the Ramlals.
That's a good pass.
Good pass to McDavid. Adams open at the top. That's an easy three-pointer.
Nothing but net. Great shot. Again, it goes back to the point we've been making about the three-point shooting from Guyana. Dominant three-point shooting.
Yes, Guyana is shooting 58% from beyond the arc. Neely from the top of the key, breaks it out. Adams rebound and brings it up the court. Adams down to Ramlal. Ramlal to Ramlal. Open three. Ball falls to Nisbet, who brings it back up the court. Not seeing much movement off the ball from the Bahamians.
That's a foul.
Blocking foul by McDavid. I think McDavid, that's the third foul on McDavid.
Don't want to get yourself in some foul trouble very early in the second half.
Well, the head coach of Guyana has some decisions to make. McDavid is their most prolific rebounder. She's been essential on the offensive glass and on the defensive glass.
Dominant under the board.
Looks like the coaches decided to keep her in the game. 2 free throws here for Higgs. Scores the first one. Higgs makes both free throws. Joy Adams inbounds to Ruth Adams.
Good ball movement so far from Guyana. Have to make a play now. Adams on the ball, dribbling. Takes a three.
And scores.
That's nothing but net. Beautiful shot. The crowd is into it.
Well, Guyana continues to dominate from beyond the arc. Nisbet to Higgs. Higgs, open three.
That's an answer back three. Great shot.
Adams brings it up quickly. Nisbet jumps. Adams keeps the ball in bounds. Joy picks it up. She finds,
good pick up there from Ramlal. That's in and out. Make with the board.
Ball to, I think she rushed a bit there. She kind of had what she wanted to do in mind and started to move before she actually had control of the ball.
Yes, that's exactly what happened there. So it's a turnover. Bahamas have the ball.
Also, ladies and gentlemen, I want to make a correction. It's Nesbitt, number 14 from the Bahamas.
Nisbet.
Nesbitt to Higgs. Higgs inside. Miss. Neely with the rebound and gets the foul.
Who is this one on? I think she picked up her foot there.
That was an offensive rebound by Latavia Brennan. And drew the fourth foul on McDavid.
That's her fourth.
McDavid is strongly protesting the veracity of that foul. However, she's not the referee. Nearly at the line for two.
If Bombers want to get back into this game, they need to score these free throws.
Well, I think it's going to be interesting to see how Guyana does without McDavid. She's been comfortably the most prolific rebounder for
That's
both
a big
sides.
loss. That's a big loss.
She's also been very key in protecting the boards, but her eagerness and enthusiasm has actually put her in a little bit of trouble.
A bit of hot water there. She's with 4 fouls now. Adams bring the ball up the court.
Ramlin into Joy Adams. Ruth Adams at the top. Open. That's in and out. Joy Adams retains the ball.
Oh, good
Spins.
spin. A good pass. Too hot for Ramlal. That's a good pass. Still pretty much an open game.
Definitely. Here we have Valerie Nesbitt bringing the ball up. By far the top scorer in the game with 27 points, leading the way for the Bahamas. She finds an open Higgs. Higgs loses the ball as she tries to drive in. The ball breaks to Adams. Neely pushes it away, but couldn't keep it in bounds.
Guyana ball. Pretty exciting game so far.
Comfortably, it's very much an exciting game. We can see the look from those in the crowd. We can see even the players for both teams on the edges of their seats.
That's a great shot.
That's a great shot by Arshia Ramlal, taking the score for Guyana to 56. 8-point lead for Guyana with 6 minutes and 18 seconds left in this third quarter. It's interesting to see how Guyana adjusts after losing Nia McDavid.
Yeah, it's a very big loss to them, but they have to adjust pretty fast. She's been dominating the board so far in the game. Doing a bit of scoring also. So,
yeah, she's the game leader actually with 6 rebounds to Valerie Nesbitt's 4. She's also been getting some very crucial tips on the loose balls, which has kept her team in control of the basketball.
in a bit of foul trouble now. Bahamas inbound the ball. Nesbitt. Great pass.
Joy Adams brings it up court, passes it.
Good pass to Ramlal.
Too much on it for Higgs from Nesbitt. So the ball goes right back to Guyana. But again, we see at the midway point in this third quarter, the strategy from the Bahamas is to get out on the break as early as possible.
As fast as possible, yes. Trying to catch Guyana defense off guard a bit. Push the ball up the court very fast.
Because I think once things settle into the half court, it's quite clear that the primary offensive options for the Bahamas are Nesbitt and Higgs.
Yeah.
So
they rely heavily on them to do most of the scoring.
Correctly. So if things do settle into the half court, automatically the options become limited, and if Guyana's defense gets the time to settle and adjust, there's not a lot of options for the Bahamas.
Yeah, great point there. On the other hand, Guyana have a bit more options on the scoring end. Quite a few players with points on the board.
Yes, the points being distributed for Guyana has actually probably been their strongest suit for the game. It's allowed the coach to mix things up, give some players some opportunities to rest, and it's kept the team fresh and able to compete throughout all 3 quarters.
Yes, it's been a high energy game so far. We're in the third quarter.
All right, so Ashna Ramlal inbounds it to Ruth Adams.
That's a 3 ball. And that's net. Nothing but net.
Nothing but net from Amisha Ramlal.
The 3 ball shooting from Guyana has been nothing but prolific tonight.
Yeah, there's
Dominant 3-point shooting.
There's absolutely no question about who's in charge from beyond the arc. Ramlal dives on the loose ball. Joy Adams with it, brings it up the court. Excellent pass to Arshia. She breaks it out. Nesbitt grabs the rebound and brings it back up for the Bahamas.
They've been shooting the 3 ball very confident. Every time they look to shoot, it looked like it's going in. Nesbitt with a fadeaway jumper.
Nesbitt with a fadeaway. She's asking the ref for a foul.
Pushing the ball up the court. Here comes Adams.
A little too hot, but good rebound. And Ramlal with the layup.
So Guyana's turning up the heat a bit here in this last couple of minutes in this game.
Yeah, so there we saw Amisha Ramlal with the putback, taking the score to 61-48 in favor of Guyana. It seems that Guyana has not missed Anaya McDavid since she sat, simply because the Bahamas have not been able to get off high-quality shots.
Yeah, again, it goes back to the point you're making, and they're depending heavily on those 2 players. Once Guyana defense is set, it's pretty hard to get the ball to them. And Guyana has been converting their chances pretty well, especially from the perimeter line. So there's a dominant couple of minutes from Guyana. Every time Bahamas look like they're going to cut into the lead a bit, Guyana finds a way to push it back to over that 2-digit figure. So
yes, I think if I'm the coach for Guyana, it's pretty clear to see that Nesbitt couldn't continue hitting those difficult shots that she was hitting in the first half. In the first half, we saw her shoot over 3, shoot in the crowd.
yeah, she was dominant in that first half.
And those shots, which we could see if we call heat checks, would not necessarily continue to fall.
Another point, the coach has done a really good job with Guyana picking out those plays, making sure that they're guarded at all time, those 2 players, making life a bit difficult for them to get the ball out.
All right, so we see roll checked into the game. Nesbitt brings it up, passes to Higgs. Higgs faces up Adams. Ramlal switches on to Higgs. Higgs passes inside. Good layup.
Oh, good pass, Ramlal wide open. That's nothing but net. The perimeter shooting from Guyana has been very dominant tonight.
Here we see another 3 scored by Arshia Ramlal. And this is where the Bahamas definitely misses some 3-point shooting.
Yes, they do.
Because this is the second time in a row we see them trade 2 for 3. And it doesn't matter how many times you score 2s. If the other team scores a 3 on the end, you're always going to be down 1. Hicks takes the quick dribble in for her 3. Nothing. Adams with the rebound.
Pushing the ball up the court.
Ruth Adams pushes
That's
up the court.
a steal by Nesbitt.
Nesbitt reads the play beautifully, but is fouled by Joy Adams.
Not gonna count.
Yes, fouled long before she even picked it up. Foul on the floor. Looks like the second foul on Adams. Ball's gonna be inbounded. Ball goes to the Bahamas.
With this performance that Guyana's putting on tonight, I see way more fans coming in tomorrow to see this team play some basketball.
Oh no, Guyana. Looks like Guyana's in the penalty, so that's 2 points. 2 free throws, sorry.
Still got
to the
3
Bahamas.
minutes and 57 seconds to go in this quarter.
Nesbitt scores the first free throw. Also, that was 2 free throws and possession of the ball to the Bahamas. So it was considered an unsportsmanlike foul.
Yeah.
So 2 free throws and possession back to the Bahamas.
You don't want to give up those plays right now.
Nesbitt
on ball.
Good rebound by Joy Adams, and she plays it off of the Bahamas
That's a
number
smart
7.
play. That's a smart play. She was heading out of bounds, and she just threw it off of the Bahamas player.
Yeah, very smart to throw it off of Latavia Brennan. Here is Ruth Adams bringing the ball up for Guyana. Passes it to Joy Adams. Joy Adams pump fakes.
Look to drive.
She gets it
Layup
back
on
and
switch.
lays it up. She lost
Joy
the ball.
Adams with a 2.
Yeah, she lost the ball for a second there, but quickly regained her composure and got it in. Nesbitt throws it up.
That's way off. That's
Air ball.
way off.
Well, there again, we see some of the shots Nesbitt was taking in the first half. She took another one of them there, but this time it's nothing but air.
I think Bahamas need to make some changes if they want to get back into this game.
Well, Higgs just checked out of the game. It looks like the primary scorer for Bahamas now is going to be Nesbitt. Good.
That's great play from Joy Adams.
Beautiful play, very strong from Joy Adams.
Very strong.
She beat the defender, kept the defender on her hips. She wasn't afraid of contact, and she kept her composure for the finish. That's 2 points and 1 free throw.
That's a strong move.
So just prior to that play, we saw Felicia Demerit check in, as well as Latoya Roll with Higgs, and Latavia Brennan checking out. Joy Adams misses her free throw. Quickly rebounded by Nesbitt, who drives straight to the basket. She attacks Adams, gets it to fall, but no foul.
That's a great play from Nesbitt. Just driving the ball straight to the ring.
Okay, Ruth Adams bring in. Guyana sets up. She sets the play. Joy Adams.
So there's a bit of height difference between Nesbitt and Adams.
Nesbitt gives the ref an incredulous look, trying to understand how the foul was called on her. But it looks like she had a bit of Joy Adams' shirt as they were fighting for position there under the rim. And the ref didn't call it in her favor.
So it's Guyana ball. Nesbitt still in a bit of discussion with the ref, pleading her case.
And I must say, when you're playing and you're down, any foul is going to feel like, it's not in your favor. Things are going against you, yeah.
Yeah. Good pass. That's another foul on Bahamas.
That foul went on Brennan, sending Ruth Adams to the line.
Adams playing a bit of bully ball there.
Once again, I have to credit the players of both teams not being afraid of contact, going to the rim and getting those shots up. Ruth Adams scores the first free throw.
Guyana just seems to keep pushing this lead on a bit. It's now 69-54 in favor of Guyana.
Yes, they're 1 point off their biggest lead of the game. Let's see if Ruth can make the free throw to equal the largest lead of the game. And she does. Scores 70-54. Guyana equals their largest lead of the game, 16 points with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the third quarter. Nesbitt drives. Passes, beautiful pass.
That's a foul.
And that's a foul on Joy Adams.
Yeah, a bit of contact there from Joy Adams.
It was a beautiful pass into Butler from Nesbitt. Butler went straight up and drew the contact. Higgs checks back in the game for Brennan, ahead of the 2 free throws from Butler. Butler scores her first. Misses the second, rebounded. No, the ball fall.
A bit of fight on the ground for the ball.
Loose ball. There is a fight on the ground for it.
It's going to be a jump ball.
Possession stays with Bahamas. So early on in the first half, we saw Bahamas come strong out the gate in the first quarter, take the lead. They only managed to keep it for about 5 minutes, and after that, it's been pretty much all Guyana.
Yeah, yes, agreed. I think Guyana perimeter shooting is what gives them that bit of spark to maintain the lead right throughout the game since from the first quarter. It's been a good game so far for Guyana. Bahamas have cooled down a bit after relying heavily on two scorers. So they got to find a way to get back into the game. There's still a bit more time in this game. They just need to find a way to get that scoring going.
Yeah, there we see Nesbitt drawing the foul from that shot at the top of the key from the left. She scores her first free throw.
Nesbitt has been good though.
She's been better than good. Nesbitt has been excellent for the Bahamas. She's the heart and the soul of the team right now. She's actually stuffing the stat sheet, leading the team in scoring, rebounding, and in assists. Good screen by Joy Adams for Ruth Adams. She drives and draws the foul.
She heads back to the free throw line for two.
Who is the foul on? It looks like the foul is on Butler. Yes, sending Adams back to the line for 2 free throws.
Guyana free throw shooting has actually been really good tonight too.
There we see Nesbitt pleading with Butler to keep her hands up and don't be tempted to reach in. Ruth Adams hits the first free throw off the back iron. That's no points. Second free throw goes off the back iron as well, but she retains possession. She drives, passes, kicks. Rebound by Joy Adams.
That's a foul.
Blocking foul by Butler. Butler strikes the 4 in angle, but the ref takes no further action. Looks like
she's pretty lucky there.
Yeah, she's pretty lucky there. Lucky not to get a technical. There we see, looks like Joy Adams is heading back to the line. Both Butler and Higgs are indignant. They're trying to figure out why that was called a foul. And on second look, it does look like a 50-50 sort of play, but the ref called a foul.
Yes, the ref did.
Here again, though, we see the offensive boards being very important for Guyana. Guyana got 3 bites at the cherry there.
Yes, they did.
And on the third one, there we see Joy Adams getting the shot opportunity, which led to her going to the free throw line.
It's a good all-round play from Guyana so far in this game. Their shooting, their rebounding, their defense have been pretty good so far. Still a bit of time left to go in the game, but so far they've been really good.
All right, Joy Adams takes the first free throw and scores.
So we got Joy Adams with 6 rebounds so far in the game.
Yeah, it looks like Joy has taken up the slack since Anaya McDavid has left the game. Oh, looks like she also shot a technical free throw prior to that. So there was a technical
given to Butler, right?
Yeah, there was a technical given to Butler. Butler actually checked out of the game. We saw Neely check in for her. And Joy Adams scores all 3 free throws.
Joy Adams has been really good. She also has 5 assists so far in the game too. So good all-round performance from Joy Adams so far.
Nesbitt to Higgs. Higgs overcooks it. Rebound by Adams, or attempted rebound. She lost the ball out of bounds. She's asking for a foul on Neely, but none given.
Nesbitt inbound.
The Merit passes down to the corner to Nesbitt. Nesbitt goes up.
That's a block.
Yeah, that's a block by Ruth Adams there. Joy Adams brings it up court.
Pushing it up the floor. Jumper. Off by Joy.
Higgs gets the rebound and drives straight down center court. You see Judy Forbes calling for it under the rim.
Oh, that's a good
She
steal.
doesn't get it. Good steal. No foul from Nesbitt, but the
Still
ball
getting
went
the
off
ball.
of her last. So still getting the ball. Good strength there shown from Nesbitt to hold off Ashna Ramlal. Prevent her from getting that easy bucket.
Guyana keep pushing this lead farther and farther away from Bahamas. Bahamas need to make some decision to get back into this game.
Good inbound to Ruth Adams. Ruth Adams pulls back.
That's a step back jumper.
Nothing. Rebounded by Forbes. Nesbitt brings it up court.
Well, just a minute ago in the third quarter,
Neely sets the screen for Nesbitt. Forbes goes up, misses, rebounded by Joy Adams.
Joy again on that rebound, on that board.
Joy to Ruth. Ruth Adams backs down Forbes, goes up, misses. Passes to Joy Adams. Joy Adams fakes, drives.
Oh, that's a good drive. That
Excellent drive there from Joy Adams, drawing the contact
Joy
and the
has been
foul.
dominant in this quarter so far.
Yep, looks like the third quarter has Joy Adams' name written all over it. Active on the boards, active in the assists, getting points, and of course holding it down at the free throw line. I think we've seen the shooting of both teams, however, decline a bit in the
Yes.
second half. Maybe a bit of fatigue setting in for both teams. Nonetheless, Guyana has been the only team that's managed to keep up the scoring. And again, I think that's due to the fact that they've been able to spread the options. There's
Goes
multiple
back to the
options.
same point you made earlier about them spreading the floor and getting everyone involved in the scoring. Clearly that worked out for them. On the other hand, Bahamas has relied heavily on two players to do most of their scoring, and they've gotten a bit cold right now. So the scoring has eased for Bahamas. As we see Ruth convert another free throw.
Okay, Joy Adams checks out just ahead of the end of the third quarter. And checking in for her is... Nesbitt goes up, nothing. Rebounded. Oh, so is Jamaicy Ogle checked in for Joy Adams. Jamaicy Ogle actually just grabbed that rebound and got possession back for Guyana.
Adams bring the ball.
She's trying to take advantage of the clock. She picks it up just after half court. Up against the Merit at the top.
Looks
Ruth
to
Adams
drive.
drives. Draws the foul.
That's a great drive from Ruth.
Doesn't get the finish, but
She and Joy has been really dominant in getting the ball to the court. Driving a lot in this quarter. Aggressive playing.
yeah, she doesn't get the finish, but she's headed back to the line, and that's another foul on a Bahamian player. I think Bahamas have not been able to find a solution in protecting the paint, and they also haven't found a way to slow down the Adams, either one of the Adams.
Yeah, they've been dominant in this quarter, getting the ball to the ring a lot.
But this goes back again to having multiple scoring options. You can see clearly they've tried to get the Ramlal sisters out of the game, and somewhat they have done that because
Yes,
the Ramlal
they have.
sisters haven't been getting the ball as much. Nonetheless, Ramlal sisters out of the game. We see Joy and Ruth Adams step up in this third quarter.
So, and it also goes back to good coaching. You know, they're shutting on the perimeter shooters now. So why not drive the ball?
Correct.
Let's get it to the ring. pick up some fouls, get some points.
Yeah, and of course it helps when you get defensive stops as well. That's 2 points for you, no points for the opposition. Continuing to keep that pressure on Team Bahamas.
Yeah, dominant performance from Guyana so far.
Nesbitt steps out of bounds.
And the frustration look like he seems to be stepping in here for Bahamas.
The crowd is loving the energy from Rahasia Romain, who just checked in. She kept the press on Nesbitt, forcing the mistake, giving Guyana a chance for one shot before the close of the quarter. Who's going to get it? Ruth Adams goes up. She misses.
That's a dominant quarter from Guyana. We see the Adams taking over that quarter.
Yep, pushing it to Guyana's highest lead of the game. 76-57, 19 points. I think they're going to be very happy with their position headed into the fourth quarter. All they need to do is keep this up, and they're going to take a win home.
They still look high on energy, so let's see what the fourth quarters bring. We're going to take a break for now.
All right, we're back here for this. All right, we're back here for the start of the fourth and final quarter. Omari Joseph checking in here, and we just got back my brother from another mother, Tristan Joseph. He's back with me ahead of the fourth. Tristan, I'm sure you've been seeing the action in the third quarter. How do you think things are shaping up?
Listen, it's definitely been a good game for Guyana. Their ability to shoot from the perimeter, in addition to get penetration into the paint, has been a remarkable plus for them. I think also their ability to run the basketball and stay at that same tempo as the Bahamas has been great as well.
Well, we see Anaya McDavid going down just after checking back into the game. She's in appears to be in some serious pain, holding the front of her left
knee.
Yeah, just below her left knee. I'm hoping it's nothing serious, but the team physio has gone immediately out to her.
Yeah, definitely you don't want to see a player get injured, especially a player of her caliber. It definitely seems pretty serious for her. She's kind of writhing in pain at the moment. And it was non-contact, was it?
Yeah, it was non-contact. It looks like just as she went up for that rebound, she landed kind of awkwardly on that leg. And I don't think she hit any other player as well. That appears to be just as, her off on her own. Let's hope the physio can identify the problem and get her going.
Yeah, and most times when you see injuries like this, it's always up for further evaluation. More than likely, I think this might be the end of the night for her. Coming back into the game, they probably, even if she could play,
yeah, I think they might not want to risk her. So, and I mean, you're up 19, you just need to control the game. It's clear that losing her didn't affect Guyana's ability to stay competitive on the boards. So, I think it would be a wise decision for the coach to just let her rest for the remainder of the game if she's able to, even if she's able to continue.
Definitely.
Let's see.
She's getting up.
But she's not putting pressure on the leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not putting pressure on the leg. That's not a good sign. But she's able to flex it. We're seeing her flex the knee. Hopefully that means she can rest and recover for Guyana's next game. We'll get more information about her after.
Definitely, sometimes it just might be maybe hyperextended and there's no further damage to that knee. So we're just here hoping for the best for David as she heads to the bench.
Yeah, looks like Jamaica Ogle checked back into the game for her. Joy Adams stays on the bench. So Ruth Adams appears to be Guyana's primary ball handler.
Ramlal all the way to the rim, misses, rolls off the front iron.
Yeah, that was a beautiful drop of the shoulder from Amisha Ramlal. She didn't get the shot, but air ball from Nesbitt. Recovered by Jamaica Ogle, but here we see Forbes fighting for it. Guyana keeps the ball, and Arshia Ramlal to inbound.
Yeah, and I think one of the problems for the Bahamians is that they really just have only two primary scorers, ball handlers. So it's really easy for a defense to key in on either one of those players, trap them, and make it a little bit harder for them, because even when they make a pass, their other teammates are kind of hesitant to take shots.
Good defense at the rim there from Jamaica Ogle. Here we saw Hayes going up for the shot, misses. Ramlal drives, and that's a travel.
That's a big call by the refs there. Ramlal.
Looks like that was Arshia who traveled.
Nesbitt up on the court. Higgs walking alongside her, making a cut into the paint. The ball swings all the way.
Beautiful
into
pass
the paint.
in. That was a beautiful pass into Brennan from Demerit. Brennan draws the foul and gets a chance for 2 free throws. This could be Bahamas' first points, I believe, for the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and they definitely need all that they can get. The score currently 76 in favor of Guyana to 57 for the Bahamas. 8:59 left in the game. So if they're going to close this gap, it needs to start now.
Definitely.
And the first free throw coming up.
Scored by Brennan.
But the game has been really good so far. I think both teams, regardless of Bahamas' somewhat limited offensive
Options.
I think they still played a really good game. They're still playing a really good game as well. But I think Guyana is really a well-rounded squad. Their ability to move with or without the ball has really did a number on the Bahamas.
Very intelligent play by Nesbitt. Playing the ball off of Ogle, who wasn't paying attention. She didn't get the shot, but Forbes got the rebound and scored the putback.
Ruth bringing the ball up the court for Guyana.
We see the trap being employed again by Bahamas, but Ruth Adams beat it. Arshia Ramlal, open, misses.
Rebound goes
Back, ball goes back to the Bahamas. So, as we were discussing earlier, despite the offensive limitations of the Bahamas, I have to say their defensive effort has been impressive, as well as the adjustment. We saw a big defensive adjustment at the start of the second half. They ran Guyana off the three-point line, and it worked, if not for the Joy and Ruth Adams deciding to drive to the paint.
Well, I mean, when you have combo guards like Joy and Ruth Adams, trying to limit the shot-making ability from beyond the arc from the Ramlal sisters is going to be difficult when you have, because Joy Adams is fast, has some size, and once she gets in the paint, you're not going to stop her. And Ruth, even though she's fast, but she is more finesse. So it's pretty difficult to stop either, because they're similar but different as well.
Yep. Here we see a pass into the paint from Joy Adams to Ruth Adams. Beautiful turn and score from Ruth Adams.
A nice little floater there in the paint from Ruth Adams. Higgs brings the ball up the court for the Bahamas.
Screen set by Brennan. Higgs shoots from the top of the key, misses. Ball recovered by Joy Adams.
Joy had some
She
options here.
has Ramlal on the wing.
pulls up, lights it.
Amisha Ramlal scores. Now, what I find really interesting about Guyana in this second half in particular, I talked about Bahamas' ability to get out on the fast break. Guyana started to capitalize heavily on fast break opportunities in the second half. And there we see one of them.
And the thing is, too, you could see that the pace of the game is affecting the Bahamas now as well. Because what is happening is the rest of the team is taking the energy from Nesbitt and Higgs. And that you can see sometimes the frustration from Nesbitt.
Open shot, open three for Ruth Adams. She airballs, but recovered by Ramlal, scored. There we go. Second chance points for Guyana again. That was Ashna Ramlal with the recovery and reverse layup.
Guyana playing really well on the glass here tonight.
Lead balloons to 23. Bahamas calls timeout, and Team Bahamas looks like they definitely need that rest. Team Guyana is enjoying themselves on the court right now.
23-point lead for Guyana at this timeout.
So just before the game resumes, after Bahamas' timeout, we saw the announcer warning members of the crowd not to use a whistle.
Yeah, I don't know how smart that is on behalf of the fans here at the sports hall, because obviously the referees should be the only persons using a whistle at this point in time.
Yeah, that's terrible. You're ruining the experience for everyone and affecting the athletes on the court. Nonetheless, we've resumed. You see Nesbitt bringing the ball up court, facing up against Ashna Ramlal. Forbes sets the screen. Nesbitt drives, puts it up. Forbes with the rebound. Forbes loses it. Recovered by Ruth Adams.
Ruth brings the ball up the court. Nesbitt guarding Ruth. Ruth calling Joy, passes to Ramlal. Ramlal fakes, goes all the way in. Nice little floater, misses.
Recovered by Nesbitt. Ball goes out of bounds, hit by Ashna Ramlal. And Nesbitt recovers. Nesbitt, we see her with her hands on her knees. She's clearly feeling some fatigue.
Yeah, definitely. You could see it in Higgs as well. And the Bahamas, Higgs bringing the ball up the court, looking for a screen, takes the screen, pushes off on Ramlal, passes to Nesbitt. Nesbitt fires from three, misses off the back iron, and here comes Joy Adams down the court, running the ball, looking for a pass, pulls up, passes to Ruth Adams, takes a pick from Joy, passes it back to Joy Adams. Adams drives the lane, pulls up, little one-legged floater jumper, misses it.
Rebounded by Brennan, but good pass in the corner to Higgs.
Higgs lights it up.
Sorry, that's not Higgs. That's the Merritt. Yeah, that's the Merritt with the long two.
Joy Adams calling out the plays, setting the offense so Guyana can get going. Passes into Ramlal. Ramlal, a nice little finish at the rim.
Beautiful
with her
finish.
left hand.
Yeah, beautiful finish from the left by Amisha Ramlal. But even better than the finish was the movement before. And great by Joy Adams to find her. And she gets it. Easy layup from Nesbitt. Good drive, good Euro step.
Guyana's been moving well without the ball, though, with back cuts, pin downs, and has been finding themselves pretty open at the rim from time to time. Joy Adams again to Ramlal. Ramlal shoots it. Bang! Another three for Ramlal as the score balloons to 91-64 in favor of Guyana. 4:48 left.
Nice. Now it looks like the score is actually 88-64. And there we see Ashna Ramlal hitting a three with a hand in her face. Good block from Joy Adams, but that could not stop the relentless Nesbitt. Here we're seeing a little bit of fight coming from the Bahamas. The score is still 88-66. They're down 22, but it's good to see the Bahamas still giving that great effort. Beautiful catch, bounce, and turn from Amisha Ramlal.
Yeah, it seems like the Bahamas, they're in a bit of trouble here. That comeback is looking dim or grimmer with each passing
Good
play.
move from Demerit. Good pass into Forbes. Forbes could not finish. I think the bright spot for the Bahamas in this second half has been Demerit. Demerit has shown some really good passing ability, really good movement, and she's made a couple of shots.
Corner pocket three from Ramlal.
Yep, Amisha Ramlal there, open three. You cannot leave her open. You just saw her hit a three with a hand in her face. Now we see her hit a three wide open in the corner.
Oh my goodness, Guyana lighting it up from beyond the arc. What a display of three-point shooting.
Lovely
tonight.
pass in from Higgs to Demerit. Demerit scores again. Like I said, I think the brightest spot in the second half of the Bahamas is the emergence of Demerit as a viable scoring option. In their subsequent games, I think they're going to have to look to her if they wanna remain competitive.
Another three! It's all going down here at the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall. Three after three. The crowd is into it. Everybody's going crazy. The Ramlal sisters are lighting it up from beyond the arc here at the Sports Hall. Nesbitt with a three of her own, misses off the back iron, and here comes Joy Adams bringing it down the court, slowing the pace of the game a little bit. Everybody a little bit anxious, excited, waiting for a next three-point shot. Here comes Ruth Adams, shoots, bang, another one, and it's all going downhill for the Bahamians here. Guyana lighting up three-pointers in a row. They're going nuts. It's all white. It's night-night, as Steph Curry would say here at the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall. This game is officially over.
Hot butter from Ruth Adams. That was clearly a heat check. Pulling up deep outside the arc. Nothing but net.
And Higgs is hurt. Higgs is down at the backcourt. She's holding her shin.
Yeah, well, there it looks again like, well, this time it actually looks like there was some contact. It looks like Ruth Adams and Higgs had a clash of knees or legs on that drive there. I'm not sure what was happened to Higgs there. It could be some cramp. However, here again, Tristan, we're seeing the three-point displays.
It's an amazing display of three-point shooting here tonight.
Yes, it's like a pack of microwave popcorn. It's just going off one after the other, and the crowd is loving it.
Yeah, definitely is loving it. It's really big. 12 three-pointers. Well, actually, it's 16 three-pointers by the Guyanese. They're actually shooting 61% from three, which is a crazy stat when you think about it. 61%, 16 of 26 from beyond the arc. The Guyanese ladies here tonight at the Sports Hall, shooting 59% overall, 19 of 32, and they're also hitting 72% of their three-point shots. But of course, the story has been the three-point shooting of the Guyanese ladies, the Ramlal sisters and Ruth Adams, lighting it up here at the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall.
So here we see quickly as the Bahamian defense made an adjustment at the start of the second half. We see here in the fourth quarter, however, because they're pushing to get back into the game, we're seeing the defense falter and the three-point shooting is starting to become a factor again. And as soon as it did, the lead jumped to 29.
Definitely. Amisha Ramlal, as they come onto the court, she is shooting 6 of 8 from beyond the arc, and also 13 of 17 from the field. It's been a serious display of three-point shooting. Arshia Ramlal, 3 of 6 from the three-point land, and Ashna Ramlal, 2 of 4 from the three-point land. Ruth Adams is 4 of 6 from the three-point range. And here comes the Guyanese down the court, bringing in some fresh faces. They didn't really play. Bang! And even the bench blazers. It's going crazy in the Sports Hall. It's going crazy. Finger flirting mouth, calming the crowd down. It's all happening here at the sports hall. The Bahamas being sent home quietly.
So here we see Nesbitt jacking up a shot. Neely recovers. Great drive by Neely, draws the foul and gets the bucket. Beautiful big woman play from Neely.
Rahisia Romaine with that 3-point shot coming off the bench. First shot of the game, first minutes of the game, and she laces it. Nothing but net.
Neely scores her free throw, completing the 3-point play. Jamaica Ogle to inbound. Bahamas looks like they're keeping a full court press just to apply some pressure to the end and make the finale respectable.
Yeah, Guyana 102-75.
Bahamas tries to trap Romaine. Romaine recovers the ball. She's trapped and doubled, but the foul goes on the Bahamas number 4. That's Latoya Roll.
1:22 to play in the fourth and final quarter of this game. Guyana leads 102-75 against the Bahamas. What a display from the Guyanese ladies on opening night.
Yeah, Keisha Copperfield to inbound. Brianne Ritchie, one dribble, puts it up.
Misses wide left. Rebound by Jamaica. By the Bahamas. Thinking about the early game today.
Great drive and pass. Number 12 with a fadeaway jumper.
Misses off the
Misses.
front rim.
Neely steals the ball from Romaine. As we can see, both benches in. The game has gotten kind of scrappy.
A game that we thought started very intensely.
Here we see Brianna Ritchie bringing the ball up. Ritchie to Romaine. Romaine dribbling nicely.
Passes. Pump fakes with the head. Blocked.
Good pass out from Neely.
30 seconds to go. This game is all but over here at the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall.
Excellent play from Romaine to play the ball off of the Bahamian number 2.
Did you see this game ending in this fashion?
I definitely didn't see the game ending in this fashion. Oh no, does it look? Oh no. Guyana does keep possession, but Bahamas is full court pressing. Yeah, I didn't see the game ending in this fashion. I expected it actually to be a bit more competitive. However, as things settled in, Guyana's advantages became very apparent, and Guyana took control. Ref stops the game. Was there a foul off the ball? I'm not sure. Oh, the clock had not resumed. Okay. So they let the clock run down to 20.3 seconds. Ball remains in Guyana's possession with 17 left on the shot clock. Hold on. They're still adjusting the shot clock. Let's see. Okay, so 19.6 seconds left in the game. And the shot clock goes down to 17. Okay. All right. Guyana to inbound. Copperfield in, stolen actually. Here we see Ben bringing the ball up. She pulls up for 3. Air ball. Recovered.
Blocked.
No.
6.4 remaining in the game.
Yeah, 6.4 remaining in the game. I think it's safe to say the game is over. The crowd is already standing and applauding.
What a game by the Guyanese ladies here against the Bahamas.
Excellent showing from the Guyana team. I think there's definitely some things they need to take away from this game. However, they still did give up 75 points to the Bahamas. So as much as Guyana's offense is prolific, they really need to take a look at defense, particularly in those half-court situations. As you saw Higgs and Nesbitt being able to get whatever they wanted in the first half.
Bahamas taking a timeout with 6.4 seconds left in the game. to call what play, not sure.
I think the coach just wants to have one more talk with the team, delay the end of the game, and keep them psyched up.
Psyched up about?
Well, psyched up about the remainder of the tournament. This is still just their first game. There's lots more to play. They have lots more opportunities. And like I said, we've seen some things, however, in this second half from them that can be useful going forward. We saw the Merit show some of her ability. We also saw Neely showing some of hers. So in future games, they may be able to shine and provide a little bit more options as well as break for Higgs and Nesbitt.
Definitely. The Bahamas have a lot to learn from this game. They'll need to figure out ways of getting some more of their teammates involved outside of Nesbitt and Higgs, because when they play other teams, they're going to see what happened here tonight, and they're going to start dropping them. And that's the game. Guyana wins 102-75. What a game by the Guyanese ladies. Opening night, opening game here at the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall, and they did put on a show, especially a clinic and art of shooting from beyond the arc. My name is Tristan Joseph.
And I'm Omari Joseph.
And we're signing out from the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall here tonight.
Thank you for coming, and we'll see you tomorrow.